Tired of watching boring programs on TV? Thought that movie could have been better? Feel like you're the only one that remembers that really cool show that everyone else has forgotten about? He's watched dozens of programs ranging from the 60s to today, plus shows from around the world. Today's guest not only feels the same way, but is here to talk about his upcoming online show, The Channel Chasers, and what we can expect to get out of it. The Humanities Mass Communication Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Wendy Bacuzzi, to meet the next new director, Joseph Rivera.
Thank you for joining us today. Today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved in this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you're about to meet are students who, when on our camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 3 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the productions they're planning, and to give you a chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is an NCC student in the Film and TV Production course and is the creator, writer, and director of the upcoming online show, The Channel Chasers. We would like you to meet today's guest, Joseph Rivera. Hi, Joseph.
Hello.
So can you please tell us a little about the show and what we can expect from it?
The purpose behind the Channel Chasers project is to allow me and my brother to help convey our feelings towards most television programs that are being aired on nowadays, both the good and the bad. It seems that there are a lot of shows that everyone seems to be talking about, and we wanted to be able to help convey our own feelings and take part of the conversations, and also be able to say why we believe the show is either good or bad in general. Our biggest influence for even wanting to start this program is from an online critic known as the Nostalgia Critic. Once we started watching his reviews and seeing what he talks about and what he watches, we felt as if we could do the same, but in our area of expertise, which happened to be TV shows, movies based off of TV shows, and vice versa. As you can see, we're still working on an angle on how we're going to present this show. This is one take. We happen to be actually talking about a more recent TV show on Cartoon Network. I won't say what, spoilers. So all of this is just improv. And aside from the Nostalgia Critic, a lot of our influences come from other online critics, such as the video game reviewer named Angry Joe and a comic book analyzer named Linkara. And as you'll see in a second, we are also trying to incorporate a style similar to 2 improv comedians, Key and Peele. As you can see, the show we are currently talking about was so bad, I had to mute it so no one may know what it is. And it was so bad it scared my brother. Nothing scares him. One particular angle that we're working on is just reading off of a script. However, we've had some people view that footage, and they suggested that we try just doing improv. Currently, this is just an improv of our thoughts on the show, and this is actually the Key and Peele idea. That actually came from my brother.
So what does this have to do with you taking the TV production courses?
Before I even came up with the idea to start up the Channel Chaser program, I took a course up in New York for graphic art and design, and one of the classes, or one of the sessions that I took, happened to involve video editing using the Adobe Premiere program. And since I had so much fun and enjoyed that, I decided to continue that course. So while at NCC, I learned a lot more, such as camera techniques, angles, how to properly write scripts, and just so much more that I didn't learn in New York. And I plan on using everything I learned from both here and there to help out with future Channel Chaser reviews.
What are some of the most useful things you've learned?
Some of the most useful things happen to be some of the basics, like how to operate a video camera, along with how to compose scripts, storyboards in general, and also how to use the Avid computer program, which is a lot trickier and different from Premiere. So I had a lot of fun working on that. From there, I also learned how to do the video editing and include certain effects such as dissolves, adding text, and just some of the basic stuff like that. Also, the most important thing I seem to have gotten out of this was the importance of teamwork and how everyone has to take a part to make a good production.
That's true. Now it's my understanding that while attending this course here at NCC, you put together 3 separate video projects. Would you care to tell us a little about them?
Well, let me start off with the sequence project that I worked on. First, I created a storyboard in order to help me position the camera, so certain angles, certain close-ups, and the like were all jotted down onto it. I especially tried paying attention to taking multiple close-ups to try and give it a more natural first-person feel, as if either you are a person watching someone get a snack or you are the person getting the snack. This project is my Fall in New England project. Now this one was a bit trickier to work on. Aside that I had to use some of the video techniques that I used in the sequence project, I also had to follow a lot of other rules, such as the rule of thirds, and to convey certain emotions and certain actions. And also people can see certain shapes in certain different positions, all while trying to capture the change of summer to fall and soon from fall to winter. A lot of these shots actually were taken either on parks or at the beach, which isn't too far from where I live. So I just try to make it as convenient as possible. This project was a fun one. My final video is an orange project, which I entitled Orange Land. The concept was that the main character had to find an orange and then lose it. So I tried to make a buddy cop piece where the cop has to be partnered with an orange, only for the orange to save the cop's life in the end. I had some high school buddies of mine help me out on this, and of course my brother.
Interesting. Now can you tell us about your best project?
My best project had to have been the Orange Project, for multiple reasons. My first reason was it was a lot of fun, as I mentioned before, but my main reason for liking this one is that I felt as if I had more control over the entire thing. The only downside is that while putting this together, I had to go through a lot of revisions, a lot of edits due to my actors and actresses not being able to make it. So certain scenes got cut out or shortened, but only for me to discover that those scenes didn't even need to be there or had been that long. Believe it or not, I actually shot this entire video project in 3 days, excluding editing. So I also wanted to incorporate a serious tone so people will be able to relate to every or almost every individual character, while tossing into a little bit of comedy here and there. Also, I tried tossing in a small PSA for the kids. Buckle up before driving.
Now, before we wrap this up, you mentioned the variety of things you learned in this course. What was the most interesting and important skills you learned, and how will you put those to use?
Now.
The most interesting thing that I have learned throughout this entire course was how to operate a video camera. Before, I thought it was just turn it on, point, shoot, and record whatever it is I wanted to record. However, here I learned that there was more to that, and that I had to adjust certain lightings, certain positionings, in order to fully capture what I wanted to record.
Today we got to meet someone who shared with us his future goals and ambitions as a TV director. He intends to apply what he's learned at NCC to continue sharing his opinions in future projects for all to see. He also aims on using his new knowledge from Television One to create bigger and more interesting projects in the future. We'd like to thank Joseph for joining us today. Thank you, Joseph.
Not a problem.
We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you and good day. That was great.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Wendy Bacuzzi, directed by Chris Orovez. I'm your announcer, Lauren Bixby. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.